to think that I preferred to make things up and not write about myself or about things that I really experienced. But I found lately that I do a better job when I write about things that I have truly experienced. And I think many writers feel that way too. Mine is titled Thoughts About Life. The minivan sped along curving mountainous roadway where North Carolina intersects the southern border of Virginia. Sue, my youngest daughter, drove, while I leaned back and enjoyed the comfortable ride. Trees and valleys glistened with deepening shades of green, reflecting the sunlight of late spring. One of my favorite spots featured a vertical drop to picturesque valleys, looking out over miles of neatly manicured farmland, dotted with buildings of civilization. On our left, even steeper cliffs rose skyward, with trickles of running water and jutting rocks with scattered growth of new plant life, highlighting the incline of the mountain. My cell phone rang, breaking the tranquility of the scene. "Hello, Miss Bennett," the cheery voice said. "This is Annette in Dr. J's office. Doctor wants you to know that your PET scan results are back. They're consistent with Alzheimer's disease." I gasped. No friendly foreplay of words came to break the ice or soften the blow, just the dreaded diagnosis. Do I really want to know this information now? I wondered. "He wants you to start taking Aricept right away," the caller added. "I'll call in a prescription for you. Now you have a good day now, you hear?" And just as quickly, she was gone. I slowly closed the cell phone, put it back in my purse, and said nothing. I just stared at the scenery, which had lost some of its magic luster. The callousness and the lack of empathy with which the message arrived sent chills racing up and down my spine. My eyes strayed to the steep downslope of the valley below. For a split millisecond, I wondered if I would be better off to leave the highway and sail through the air and trees to my ultimate fate, rather than spending years dependent on others, living in the foggy mental state that surely lay before me. But reason prevailed. And in that moment, I made a major decision. I will not become a victim. I will take each day as it comes, and I will deal with it. To be continued. This is how my journey began. Several decades ago, a lifetime it seems, I walked across the stage in front of a full house at Kent State University to receive my PhD. I smiled. I accepted the congratulations of the dean. I paused a moment for my picture, and I left the stage. Later, outside the auditorium, I accepted the good wishes and the congratulations of my friends and family, along with those of my peers, How many times did I hear that day? You have reached the top. You have achieved something that no one can ever take away from you. What wonderful words to hear and to remember. Oh my, how wrong they were. It's true. I do have the paper evidence. I have the degree. I have the gold and blue hood. And sometimes even the faint memories. But the education, the learning, and the wisdom I thought would be with me for the rest of my life has slowly begun to fade. Now, no one tried to take it away from me. No one said there has been a mistake and that I had to give it back. It's just a cruel twist of fate caused by a part of my brain when it began to shrink and to dissolve some of my reasoning power and thought processes. But they had said no one could take it away. Nothing is forever because life intervenes and it drives us in different directions. Still, as humans, we tend to expect that we can keep what life has taught us and be able to build on it while the path to eternity unfolds before us. To an extent, that expectation is true until some unexpected intruder enters the body and begins to erode the mind. Eventually, the foundation weakens, unable to support our mental and physical functioning. Many diseases, though they may be debilitating, will allow the individual to think rationally and mentally continue participation in family life. There may be periods of dependency and then a gradual return to a state of normalcy, or the body yields to nature and dies. Still, there has been an element of awareness through it all, a sense of living. Not true for the person who suffers a brain attack. Once started, there is no turning back the clock. Various treatments may have a positive effect for a short time, but there is no cure in the offing. More than 5 million, actually 5,300,000 Americans are currently in some stage of Alzheimer's disease, and the estimates continue to climb. Less than 1 year ago, my life turned upside down when my medical diagnosis placed me in that number, 1 of 5 million. My journey has not yet ended. I, along with the other 5 million Americans, continue to hope for a cure. Perhaps then, those words I heard so long ago will become true. No one can take the power to think and to reason, or the education away from us. And this isn't part of what I wrote, but I thought I would just pass along that this past week there has been thousands of people in Washington, D.C. trying to make the legislators aware of this disease and trying to get them to pass legislation to help some of the people who have such a hard time with it. And so I would just ask all of you to become aware, and if you can help in some way, that would be fantastic. Thank you.